How a chicken's head helped reinvent camera stabilization. In 2013, a curious video surfaced on the internet. It showed a chicken being gently moved by a human hand, up, down, and side to side. Despite the motion, the chicken's head stayed remarkably still, as if suspended in space. The effect was so strange it looked fake. But it wasn't. This wasn't a magic trick. It was biology. Chickens and many other birds possess a highly developed vestibulo-ocular reflex, a mechanism in the brain that stabilizes vision during head or body movements. But what makes chickens particularly interesting is how their neck musculature and inner ear system work together to keep their head perfectly level and motionless, even while their bodies move unpredictably. To understand why this matters, consider how our brains perceive the world. When we walk or run, our heads bob slightly. But our eyes and brain work together to cancel out much of that motion, allowing us to see a stable image. Chickens don't have quite the same eye control we do, so they evolved a different strategy, keeping the head perfectly still in physical space, no matter what. This natural image stabilization caught the attention of engineers and filmmakers. One such person was a young videographer and robotics hobbyist named Leo Tanaka. While visiting a rural farm for a documentary shoot, he noticed something odd. Every time a chicken was picked up and moved, its head refused to budge. As a filmmaker constantly battling shaky footage, Leo had a eureka moment. What if we could design camera stabilizers based on how chickens stabilize their heads? Leo wasn't... In fact, automotive company Mercedes-Benz once ran a playful commercial, comparing a chicken's stable head to the precision of their suspension system. But Leo wanted to take it a step further, from metaphor to mechanism. Back in his workshop, Leo analyzed high-speed footage of chickens moving. He noted how their cervical vertebrae and muscle coordination allowed for three-axis compensation. Pitch, yaw, and roll all adjusted nearly instantaneously. He teamed up with a biomechanics researcher and began developing a prototype of a gimbal that mimicked avian neck motion. The result? A mechanical camera stabilizer that didn't rely on heavy motors or complex gyroscopes, but used passive counterweights and dampers modeled after the chicken's own neuromuscular responses. It worked! In field tests, the footage captured using the Hencom prototype rivaled industry-standard stabilizers, but with less weight, power consumption, and cost. The story caught fire. Not just in film circles, but in academic biomechanics journals too. Soon, the team's paper, Avian-inspired passive stabilization for lightweight camera systems, was being cited by drone companies and robotic engineers. The design principles even found their way into small delivery drones, which required light and efficient stabilization for cameras and sensors. The humble chicken, once seen as merely a barnyard animal, had inadvertently become a model for next-generation stabilization technology. In a field where innovation often comes from expensive labs and high-end materials, this was a reminder of an old scientific truth. Nature often solves the problems we struggle with, if we're paying attention.
Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Share it, because some stories are meant to be discovered together. And stay curious. I'll see you in the next chapter.